Fort Worth, Texas is the place to be, the place to be, the place to be. Woo-hoo!
Hey guys, how you doing? Sascha and Stephanie Chatman here with Chatman Realty Group. Y'all know Stephanie is goofy. In this video, we want to talk about pros and cons of moving here to Fort Worth, Texas. So make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and watch the entire video to the end.
Yes, definitely. All right, so we're talking today about the pros and cons of living in Fort Worth, Texas. Sascha and I've been here for about 8 years, give or take, and we love it here.
Absolutely.
But with any place you're going to be at, there are going to be some pros and some cons that you like and you dislike. We're in our 40s, and we have 2 kids who are teenage age.
So they pretty much grew up here for the most part.
Exactly. So that being said, let us tell you about the cons, which is not that many that we have.
And then we'll come back to the pros in a second.
All right. So con number 1 is the weather. It is constantly changing. You have to dress in layers. The morning may start off like low 30s, and then by afternoon it warms up to a nice 70. Nighttime it falls right back down.
It's really weird right now what's going on with the weather. It's all over the place here, right? And so, for example, everyone lost their power when the snowstorms hit. It was over. It was over.
Right.
Now, we were blessed. We didn't lose power, but we had friends that had to come stay with us because they lost power and electricity. So
Texas is not equipped for bad weather snow days at all. Everything's shut down. There's no food on the shelves. Everybody goes into hibernation.
And I swear we get ice storms like a really bad ice storm like every 3 to 4 years, and it just literally shuts us down completely. And that's kind of what happened to us. But when it snows here in Texas, it's a no-go. It's a no-go.
Yeah, we're just not prepared for it, and there's no need for the city to have the equipment because it happens maybe once every, like you said, 2 or 3 years.
It's not like how it was when we was in Ohio. Everything was getting shoveled and people was going to work, when it was like 10 degrees below. That was just a way of life up here. Way of life up here is we like sunshine in good days.
And short sleeves.
Yep. Now, we're right around Tornado Alley, so we get some we're on the tail end of it, so we get some crazy weather here and there. Like, we get hailstorms, we get some high winds. There's some times I'm sitting there thinking like, oh man, is the roof okay? Like, here we go again. So we just got a brand new roof when we bought our new home because, the house is only a couple years old, but, hailstorm tore it up.
All right.
That's going to happen.
So con number 2 is the schools.
Yep.
So that being said, with any city that you live in, there's going to be like the school everyone's trying to get into, and then the school will be like, no, you don't want to go to that. So Fort Worth has those schools.
Yep.
Now, if you look at the rating scale, I'm like, Fort Worth is like, wah, wah. But you take that with a grain of salt. There are some good schools here. There's awesome teachers, that love the kids dearly. So you just got to do your research on your own. Definitely don't want to just kind of tell you in this video what schools are the best and which ones not the best. Because
there's several factors that you have to consider. Now, if we're talking Fort Worth ISD, and let me just talk about that specifically because it is the biggest ISD that we have.
Right.
So all across Fort Worth ISD, you're going to find your places that are really good. You're going to find your places that are not so great. So it just depends from that perspective. But one thing we do have here in terms of our school districts is we have a lot of them. We have a lot of them, from Fort Worth ISD to Crowley ISD. And we'll talk about some of the others here in a second.
There's so many ISDs within Fort Worth ISD. So you be like, what? But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
And that just leads us back to trying to find what is Fort Worth. Because there is the city of Fort Worth, and there's what we call Greater Fort Worth, which encompasses all the smaller little cities around it, which is then going to come back to which ISD we're talking about. Right? Now, let's go with con number 3. And
traffic. Probably should have been con number 1.
Should have been number 1. Okay. Fort Worth is big.
Yes.
It's really, really big. It's not small. This is not some small metropolitan area. even though it has a small town feel to it, there's a lot of traffic. There are a lot of people moving here, and because of that, we are constantly under construction on our roads, like constantly.
Right.
There's some highways you do not want to be on. I avoid 20 at all costs. I don't want to get caught up like 20 in the morning or in the evening.
I pretty much just like coast along on the expressway for the most part, because like I said, traffic is always built up. There's always an accident because of traffic, no matter what time of day, pretty much. There's no avoiding it. And I know that's another con with the expressway, because you're like, I got to pay for that.
I live on my toll tag. I'm going to tell you right now, it's worth it. I'm a realtor. Yes. I'm all over DFW.
So that's a pro and a con to the expressway. I need mine too.
Otherwise, you're gonna wind up being
you're gonna
late.
be sitting there.
If you're going down 35, it can be some problems from time to time. So that toll tag is a lifesaver.
But I do like driving in Fort Worth versus Dallas, because I feel like I'm on the Texas Speedway and everybody like
that is Texas Speedway.
Yeah, in Dallas. And Fort Worth they're like, okay, we'll let you get in, and they're a little bit more friendly.
Well, we say that on the bumper sticker, drive friendly, it's the Texas way. That's not true. That is not true. People crazy, man. I'm gonna keep it real with them. People are crazy on Texas. All right, fourth con, allergies. I don't have it. I don't get this issue, but a lot of people get a lot of allergies here in Fort Worth, and it's just a lot of pollen in the air, and it can hit you. It can really hit you. Like Steph is kind of going through it right now.
Yeah, I've had a cough for it's been like almost a year now.
That could be coming with age, though. It could be an age thing.
Excuse you?
I'm just saying, maybe allergies, maybe age. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving, but people do have allergies.
Right, so you got the allergies mixed in with the construction and all that in the air, the dust and stuff. So you definitely have to keep your filters changed regularly in your home.
Yeah. I believe Fort Worth is ranked like number 16 or 17 in the nation in terms of allergies and what's going on here. So just know that if you have someone with nasal issues, they're going to have that problem. So.
Now, that's pretty much all the cons that we have.
Yeah.
Again, some other people may have like a long laundry list of cons, but for us, we rather talk about the pros.
But it's just, we like it here. If we're telling you honestly, we are biased. It's hard to come up with cons for Fort Worth because it's really nice.
It really is.
So,
I mean, the housing market.
Let's talk about the pros. Yeah. Housing market. Listen, the housing market here is great. It's actually pretty affordable right now. And it's kind of a weird statement to make, given the fact that housing is going up. As I make this video right now, our average sales price right now in the greater city of Fort Worth right now is right at $300,000. Now, with that being said, there are places that are far higher than that, because there's some really luxurious place in Fort Worth, but then there's some actually really nice areas in Fort Worth that are not super expensive. That's good for individuals. I've seen as low as $250,000 to $20,000 and being still in a good school district and having a good school for your kids. Right. So Fort Worth housing is actually really, really good.
They have some of those communities that's called the master plan communities here.
We have a lot of master plan communities. And what a master plan community is, guys, is a community that has a complete, awesome plan in it. So, for example, they have
to leave.
nothing. They literally have a nice HOA. They have coffee shops right there. They got the schools for elementary right there.
The walking trails. Everything that you kind of need in your own little community spot in your neighborhood, which is pretty cool.
Some of the nicer master plan communities even have work from home places that you can go into in the morning and you can get out of the house and work from home. If you want to look at a list of all the best master plan communities in the greater Fort Worth area, that's going to be down below in the description. There are a ton of them that are super, super nice. And my team and I are always helping people there. Okay. One more thing I want to mention is there's a ton of new construction. There is a ton of new construction homes being built here in the greater Fort Worth area that makes it a little bit easier to find a home versus trying to go into the pre-owned market. But the Fort Worth housing market is pretty excellent. Exactly. Brings us to pro number 2. Cost of living is pretty good. It's pretty darn good. It is. It's really, really good. And one reason why it's good, it kind of goes into another area, is jobs. Guys, we got jobs.
We got jobs because people are coming.
People are coming all day, every day.
California Come on now.
Yeah. We sell to a lot of folks coming from California, but just talking about the jobs that we have here and the cost of living, the price of gas is actually pretty decent here. Okay. We just talked about housing being pretty low, even though we've seen rises in groceries and stuff like that, like everyone else. But the day-to-day bills you have are going to be pretty low. We have, lots of different ways of bringing our electricity down, which is really, really good. And then, of course, depending on what you're doing for entertainment, everything is within your area, so you don't have to go all over the place.
So you may hear people like, "Oh my gosh, I got to drive like an hour to get somewhere." No, you don't.
You really don't.
You really don't. Everything's like 5 to 10 minutes, whatever you need, from your movies to main
grocery stores.
Yeah, your grocery stores, your fine dining. If you want sports bar type of food, you want fine dining, or you want fast food, everything is like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
From where you are.
So
in your school district, your school is in your neighborhood for the most part. So, well, that was scary.
Yeah, jinx. But here's the thing about that. While everything is around you and the cost of living is cheaper, everything around you can make you spend a lot of money. So you need to learn how to budget. So
right.
We had to learn that one.
Still working.
Because it was too easy to go and not cook and go to restaurants and things like that. So I jumped in jobs for a little bit. Let's talk about that a little bit more. We have lots of jobs coming here from the oil industry, okay? We have a lot of tech jobs that are here. We have a lot of manufacturing jobs that are coming here. I swear, every time I turn a new corner, I see a new UPS hub or a new Amazon center. So there are a lot of labor type of jobs that are paying very, very good at $60,000, $70,000.
The average warehouses are being built too. Other than
yeah, tons of warehouses in pretty much all areas of Fort Worth right now. So the manufacturing jobs are here. People are moving here all day, every day. And so the average salary in Fort Worth has moved up to an average of almost $68,000. Okay, right. So that has been really, really good, and it's helping people be able to buy homes and making cost of living more affordable.
Exactly. So don't be afraid like you couldn't find a job, because it's out there.
Yeah. Now, one more pro that we have is food. Oh, we like to eat, man. And there is a lot of great places to eat here in Fort Worth. Matter of fact, there's too many. There's too many.
No, there's never too many.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's too many because they keep taking my money.
Variety.
Yeah. So, I mean, you name it, we have it. We have barbecue.
Yes.
We have real barbecue. I'm sorry for all these St. Louis folks, but we have real, in Kansas City folks, we got real Texas barbecue here. Wonderful, great place to go for barbecue. We have great steak houses, okay? We have, name it, from Italian, from Papados.
Right.
There's a lot of little small mom and pop places
which are the best. The little mom and pop restaurants. Oh, man. I'd rather go there than a Chick-fil-A or something. Or
every day.
Any other franchise type place.
In fact, let's just make a video about the best places to eat here in Fort Worth, and we'll drop that video as well.
So we'll be eating there to do the video?
This is why I don't have that much money, y'all. She always want to go eat somewhere, man. But I don't want to pick up weight, and she don't pick up no weight. So that's not cool. That's not cool. All right. Our next one on the list is going to be things to do here in Fort Worth. And there are a lot.
There is a lot to do here. And a lot of the things are actually free or very, very low cost for you to do with your family. So Fort Worth is all about family-friendly activities. Even down to the nightlife. There's things that you can do with your kids at night. It's not just for adults only, right. Which I think we appreciate a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because we're all about our kids. They kind of run everything, feels like, these days. But whether you want to take your kids to the movie theater, is right around the corner. You want to go to main event, it's right around the corner.
Urban Air.
Yeah, I forgot about Urban Air. Yeah.
Right.
All these great places to go. We have great golf courses, great golf courses.
Oh man, like
tons of them.
What's the golf spot?
Which one? Oh, she's thinking Top Golf.
Top Golf,
yeah.
Right.
Top Golf is cool to go to and hang out, nightlight and all that stuff like that. But we do just have nice golf courses as well. In fact, we're going to put a link down below in the description that takes you to some of our best places that we like to go and take our kids to hang out at, and also the best golf courses that me and Junior go hit all the time. You know what? We'll make a video about that one too. Best place to go in Fort Worth. I love going down to the stockyards. You get to see the bulls and all that stuff. That is super, super cool. That's
really
a sight
cool.
to see.
That is. I mean, to actually see true Longhorns up close in person, and you get to do some photo ops with them as well. That's pretty cool to see. And then you just go around the corner and you get to eat.
And food is good.
Which you just saw walk across the street.
We got the... That's wrong. That's wrong. That is kind of weird, though. They do have a steak shop. They have some really good steak shops right there. And they just watch the Bulls run. That's kind of messed up your mind with there. Anyway, we got the Fort Worth Botanical Garden. Oh, you're wrong. You're so wrong. Oh, my God. A couple places we do want to mention is the zoo. You got the Fort Worth Zoo. Super nice. Super nice. One of the best zoos out there.
It really is. And they've done a lot of upgrades within the last 3 to 5 years. They've really upgraded the zoo a lot. So,
and then you got the Fort Worth Botanical Gardens.
The water garden.
I forgot the water garden, yeah.
Which is free. Botanical gardens used to be free, but it's not free anymore.
No, it's kind of hard to make everything for free, but you know. So we're going to make a video, guys, about that, the best places to go in Fort Worth. But just know there are a ton of places you can go, hang out, have fun for yourself. There's lots of places for the kids. And it's a huge pro of coming here and living in Fort Worth.
So come on.
Yeah. Okay, last but not least is the way of life here. You know, I really enjoy the way of life here. It's very laid back. Fort Worth is extremely different from Dallas. Dallas seems like a more fast paced, whereas Fort Worth is really kind of laid back and people are extremely friendly.
Right. It gives you that hometown feel. Here in Fort Worth, like I said, people open doors, they say thank you, you know, they let you pass in the traffic line and stuff like that. I feel like Dallas is just like,
nah, get out of my way.
Right.
But here's the thing about Fort Worth. It's, like I said, it's really big, but you got a lot of smaller communities. You have Keller, you have Saginaw, you have Watauga, you have Burleson, you have Crowley. You have all these nice little pockets in Fort Worth, these smaller cities, and then smaller even neighborhoods and communities that make it really super nice. And everybody's really super cool.
And it's not far to get to these other little
it's not.
Gyms within Fort Worth. So you may look at no more than maybe 25 minutes to get from one spot, one city to another big city. But other than
if you're going from north to south, if you're going from east to west, about the same. But if you're living here in North Fort Worth and then you want to go up to Keller, that's a hop, skip, and away. You know, so that's that.
Right. So those are our pros and cons for living here in Fort Worth, Texas. We absolutely love it here.
Love it.
We love the way of life, the cost of living, the activities. It just works for us and our family. We hope it works for you. If there's some things that you enjoy about Fort Worth, Texas, we would love to hear your comments.
Drop them down below and let's just have a group discussion about that. And we'll be dropping some more videos about things to do, places to eat, things like that here about moving to Fort Worth. And if you need help finding a great place here, we got you. Check out our website, Chatman Realty Group. We have all the homes that are active on the market. I will link our Fort Worth page down here for you guys to get on that one, along with the other links that we described in the video. All right, make sure you
like,
share, and subscribe to our channel. We're going to have more content like this for you. All right, peace.